Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreth.
Welcome back to Newswatch 12. Midday, we're tracking a couple different areas of wet weather. Here's area number 1 that's sliding off to the east of the Cascades. And then here is area number 2 that's building in behind area number 1. So we'll continue to track this throughout the rest of today. We'll put it all into motion with Stormcast stopping at around 5 p.m. And I think at this point, area number, I forget which one I numbered it, but this area is going to take over, and that's going to become the dominant feature across the region. And snow levels are going to continue to fall during this time frame. We'll take a look at snow levels here in just a second, but come time for midnight, could have a few showers left over to the west of the Cascades. I think most of us will be dry. Clouds are going to start to clear out, and in the wake of this cold front, that spells trouble if you have outdoor pets, plants, or plumbing, because it is going to get very cold. Here's some of the water projections we're expecting from this morning and then through tonight, and it's going to be the mountains hogging up all the moisture. We'll have maybe some totals that could get upwards of 1/10 of an inch for the coast, for some of our valleys, for Siskiyou County, for the east side. But I think the bulk of the moisture, again, is going to be up in the Cascades and in the Siskiyous. Snow levels this morning were around 6,000 feet, probably right around 5,000 feet as we speak, dropping down to around 4,000 feet a little bit later today. So that means places like Klamath Falls and Chiloquin and Lakeview and Siskiyou Summit all could see that transition from rain to snow at some point throughout the course of the day. Here's some of these snowfall projections we're expecting through tonight, and given that snow levels, at least within the time frame where most of the moisture is within the area, snow levels are going to be 4,000 feet and above, so that's obviously where we're expecting the bulk of the snow to be, especially up in the Cascades, as Cascade passes could have anywhere between 2 to 6 inches of snow, and we could have maybe a trace to a couple inches on Oregon 140. So for the most part, it's just going to be some nuisance snowfall totals, but if you are going to be traversing Oregon 140 or up towards Diamond Lake Junction, those snowfall accumulations could be a little bit more than a nuisance. So for today, we'll have temperatures in the 40s and 50s. It's going to be cool. It's going to be breezy too, which means that wind chills could be even cooler compared to what the air temperature would otherwise suggest. Winds today will come out of the west and northwest, gusting upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour. Then for tonight, very cold. We already touched on that a second ago, but look at some of these air temperatures down into the teens and 20s to the east of the Cascades, 20s and 30s for the Shasta Valley. So the 3 Ps, pets, plants, plumbing, you got to take care of those for Klamath Lake and Siskiyou counties. A little bit too warm for that within the Rogue Valley and along the coast, but I think all of us are going to be chilly tonight, and you'll want to crank up the heat. We're looking much drier on the other side of this. We'll maybe have a chance for a shower or two up in the Cascades or along the coast for Friday, maybe a similar setup for Tuesday. But in general, after today, we're looking a lot drier. Not only drier, but gradually getting a bit cooler, gradually getting a bit warmer, especially for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, as temperatures are going to be back closer to seasonal values. Here's the 7-day forecast for the coast. Rain is looking likely for the rest of today, and then we'll be dry come time for Thursday. For Siskiyou County, rain also likely for the rest of today, and then the rest of the forecast period is looking pretty dry, but we'll have some very cold nights with overnight lows dropping into the middle 20s, and for the basin, we'll be in the teens come time for Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning. So some very cold stuff there. We'll also track some very cold temperatures up in the mountains. Could maybe have a sprinkle or a flurry for Friday, but in general, again, after today, it's looking like we're going to be much calmer. Then for the Rogue Valley, also showers likely for the rest of today, but then looking much drier and warmer after that.
All right, thank you, Josh. And those areas that are going to have like pretty low overnight temps, I mean, as a warning, if you're going to be driving in the morning, those roads could be pretty slippery.
That is an excellent point. Yeah, just because there's not snow falling from the sky or sleet falling from the sky, if you do have rain that falls overnight and then the overnight temperatures get below 32 degrees, yeah, you could have some iced over sidewalks or roadways. So definitely a good point that you just brought up. In black ice, the trick with it is that you can't see it. So
yes,
please, you just have to use a lot of vigilance on the roadways around this time of the year.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure we'll do more coverage on that once it gets more prevalent in more areas.
Yeah, this is just a little appetizer.
A little taste.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Josh.
Of course.
Appreciate it.